What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a work with me video. It is our classic Monday video where I chat your ear off and keep you company. I'm your favorite coworker, you're my favorite coworker, and you're just gonna get stuff done. So we got some good topics here today. I think one of the biggest topics is slow sales. Like, it is affecting everyone, including myself. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen sales slow like this bad in quite a while. Like, I couldn't even remember. I was trying to think back and look through some stuff, and yeah, I can't remember the last time it was this bad for me. So we're going to do a life and business update. If you are new to my channel, I'm a Canadian reseller. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a wife. I work part-time in a hospital pharmacy, and I love to sell used clothing. It is my jam here on YouTube, and I share everything about my business, hopefully helping you build a side hustle reselling clothing as well. Let's jump into the life and business update. I was supposed to be gone right now. I was supposed to actually be coming home from Winnipeg. Emeka and I were supposed to go this week, but she caught a cold. I don't think it's the same cold that I have had for the last 3 months, but yeah, she was really sinus congested, had a cough. It would have only been 6 days that she had been sick if we would have left on the day we were supposed to leave, which I wasn't really comfortable with. We can't really afford for my mom to get sick right now, so we have to be very cautious and make sure that we are, in our best health, or at least, 10 to 14 days to first symptoms so that you are not contagious. And yeah, it just didn't work out that way. So kind of a bummer, because I was hoping to get her down there to visit without having to take time off school. But I think we're just going to have to make something work in a month when she's feeling better. But yeah, so what did we do? We were home all week. I did work one day. I did hunker a bunch into my business. Yeah, sales have been really slow, really slow. Like, I'm feeling discouraged. I think, like many of you guys right now, I'm feeling discouraged. And when sales are this slow and you're still listing consistently and you're still sharing and you're still doing all the things that you're supposed to do, and the sales aren't happening, it's very frustrating, right? I'm still going to continue to be consistent. I have a ton of stuff right now to list. I have a ton of stuff in this room. I have a IKEA bag full of shoes and stuff that I've been procrastinating. So I think I'm going to hunker into those and really tighten down on my sourcing, just because I don't want to be putting out a bunch of money if I'm only bringing in a couple $100s a week. I cannot justify spending what I have been spending in the last while. Now, obviously, the right price, the perfect item, I'm grabbing it, but very cautious right now. Sales have to pick up, because the hard thing about when sales are slow is that you never know how long it's going to last. Life-wise, things have been busy. I'm going to stay consistent as much as I can. Business-wise, stay consistent as much as I can. And I really don't have much new to report because business has sucked. Okay, let's jump into some topics for today. I don't have a bunch of topics. It's actually been really quiet in the reseller world, like really quiet. It's almost eerie, or at least, I don't know, nothing really that I've heard of recently. So if you have anything you want me to cover, please drop it down below. I'm happy to talk about it in another video. I did have a question from a viewer. Kelly asked how to increase the shipping weight on a label. If you need to increase the weight on a shipping label, all you have to do is go to, like, in your sales screen down below, there should be, I think it's actually, hold on, I gotta pull this up. On my laptop, when I click on it, I think it's a little bit different on my phone, but when I click on the sale on my laptop, on the very bottom, it says new shipping label, and you can do need heavier weight shipping label, and this is where you can purchase extra weight. There is still a max, and the max is, I'm just gonna pull it up, is 5 kg, which I think is about 10 pound max. I can't remember what it is in the US, but here in Canada, it is 5 kg max. Anything more than that, it has to be split into multiple orders. I do find 5 kgs is a substantial amount of weight, but yeah, sometimes, you get some big bundles or a couple heavy items and it can add up. And she did ask like what was the option if it was too much, and then that's when you would have to split the order. And even when you split the order, if both packages are that 5 kg, you're still going to have to pay additional shipping on both of those packages. So just keep that in mind when people are building bundles and asking for a deal and stuff, that if you're going to have to pay extra for that shipping, that you're able to factor that into the price. Next one is a common topic, and I have been seeing this a lot, and I actually had someone send me a message on Instagram about it, but thrift store pricing, and I'm going to jump into my thoughts on this, and then also that thrift stores have been like overflowing with inventory. Racks are full, shelves are full, like it's just full everywhere. So personally, locally, I haven't had this issue. Our stores are not stuffed to the brim. The racks are not full. Actually, our racks have been a little bit empty, to be honest. And same with the shelves. Like, I don't know, the stores the last couple months have been kind of empty. Not as full as they are sometimes, but I think they're kind of transitioning between winter and summer stuff, and they have to build up those donations on the summer items. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's a little birdie out there chirping really loud. It's almost like my cat's outside and they're upset. Yeah, so I haven't personally had this issue, but I have seen lots of videos and pictures of people in different cities, different states, different provinces, and their thrift stores are like crazy full. One of the theories is that the thrift store prices, as we all know, have skyrocketed in the last, I don't know, couple years probably. Like they've just gone out of control. And I think there's a few reasons for that. It could be demand, right? More people are reselling, more people are going to thrift stores just to buy their clothing. Inflation is another one. Their bills have gone up, their leases on the buildings, things like that. And then we all like to think the greed, right? They're getting donations for free. They're jacking up the prices to sell them. Like, come on, there's got to be a little bit of that too. It's just a little bit of everything. So I would love to know, how are your thrift stores where you are? So let us know, where do you live and what is the condition of your thrift stores and what is the condition of the pricing at your thrift stores? I think Goodwills tend to have like standard pricing, but we don't have a Goodwill locally, so our prices are like all over the board, depending on which store you go to, that's for sure. I'd also like to know what you speculate is happening right now. So there's a theory that thrift store prices are going to start to come down again, or perhaps they've already started to come down because they've outpriced themselves. People just are not willing to pay the price. And I feel like us as resellers are actually willing to pay the price more often than just regular shoppers. When you start to get to the point where you're outpricing your resellers, I think there's not many more people ahead of us that are going to go there and spend those prices. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's definitely something that I've been watching locally. I want to say over the last couple of weeks, it feels like the thrift store prices have been a little bit lower, but they're transitioning to summer. So I think they're not pricing the jackets and the sweaters as high because they're heading out of season and they want to keep them moving. And then I don't typically go into the short sleeve or tank top section. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to pay a little bit closer attention, but I would love to know what's going on locally for you, or what your thoughts are on thrift store prices, thrift stores being overfull, and what do you think is going to happen? I'm so curious. I don't know. Something's got to give. That's the point we're at. Something's got to give soon. Another Instagram post that I saw was from LA Thrift Junkie, and she shared a very interesting job posting for Goodwill. The ad reads, starts at $15 an hour. The Shop Goodwill Product Specialist, that's actually a pretty nice title, may function in various capacities within the outlet location. Responsibilities, here's where it gets good, are searches blue bins for high quality merchandise and helps rotate bins on sales floor as needed. Now, I think there was a few other duties that fell underneath, but this was the big one. Search blue bins for high quality merchandise. So they are now hiring people, and I don't know if they've been doing this before. This was the first time she had seen the ad, and of course I didn't even know they were doing this. It looks like they're now hiring people to go through the bins to find those higher quality pieces or their higher value items and to pull them out of the bins. What I would love to hear from you guys is, have you noticed this? I don't have a Goodwill bins close, so I'm very jealous, but have you noticed less higher value items at the bins? I've heard people talking about how the bins have less and less good stuff, that they're, not finding what they used to find. I do find certain people at certain locations are still finding lots of really good stuff. Majority of people seem to be complaining about that, and not complaining, but you know what I mean, just noticing changes. I think these items are being pulled for probably boutique or auction site. I'm not really sure, but that's my best guess. I don't know if every city has a boutique store. I know lots of them do, and the auction site I think applies to everything. So I don't know if every store filters to the auction site or only certain stores. I'm not really sure how that works. If you have any information on this, please drop down below. I'm sure we're all ears and wondering what the heck is going on, and is this for real? Are they really pulling out? I mean, obviously I think they are. Do you think they're doing this at your location already? Because I mean, it's just getting harder and harder, right? It's just getting harder and harder to be a reseller right now. It's like we just can't get ahead. And then add no sales happening. And yeah, times are tough right now. Times are real tough. So Poshmark, my Poshmark sales have plummeted. I don't know what is going on. I recently did a poll on my Instagram just to kind of put it out there to see how everyone's sales were the last 7 days, and 140 people replied, and these are the poll results. 12% said same as usual, 20% said what sales, meaning they're bad, 23% said good, and 45% said low. So basically that's like 65% of people are not doing good right now. And I don't really know what to tell you guys. I have a few things that I think are playing into it, but I'm not really sure what it is. My sales went from, we'll say like a month and a half ago, I was having $1,500 weeks. It's really been a steady decline. So for me, $1,000 to $1,250 is probably my normal. And then I'm shooting for $4,500 to $5,000 gross sales a month. And then my net is usually about 55% of that. In the last probably month, it's just been a steady decline, like week after week after week. And this week, my sales are, I think they're just over 400, which is really low. I actually went hard listing this week, and I think I listed like 35 new items. I have had a couple sales on eBay, thank goodness, but yeah, I think total sales, maybe I'm pushing 550, which is very low for me, not the normal. I think there's a few factors playing into this. Posh is really pushing the live shows, like pouring a majority of their advertising into live shows right now. And I think naturally this is bridging more buyers into the live shows because that's where their advertising is going to. I would love to know, if you are live selling, have you noticed any changes in your numbers, either ASP or the volume that you are selling? Any changes that you've seen in like the last month even compared to the previous month? Because I'd like to think that if sales are down, they're actually going to be down kind of in each category. But it seems like live sellers are the least affected by what is going on. Like, that's the truth. They are the least affected. And I don't know if it's just because of that volume that they're turning. I'm not really sure. And I'm like trying to figure this out. I really am, guys. And if I figure it out, I am going to share it with you. You will be the first to know. As well, I heard from many people search was not functioning right the last couple weeks. There's been a lot of issues. Sellers were trying to comp search items and were getting very limited search results, and sometimes they weren't even getting any. And I think if this translated into a shopper coming onto the app looking for a specific item, which very much my closet and my items cater to those type of people, the person that is coming to Poshmark to find a very specific item and a specific brand and a specific style, that's probably how they're coming across my items. So I could see if the search results weren't working or the search wasn't functioning, that this could have an impact on sales. I did try and do some searching on my app and it wasn't affecting my search results, but I think they may be doing some testing again. And that's, I hate to like say it, and I've been hinting at it, but I'm telling you, I think something is going on. So just back to this whole search thing, I'm going to rant a little bit about this. What really upsets me is that we know Naver knows a thing or two about searches and running a search engine, because really that's their specialty in Korea. I just don't understand how we can be pushing all these other things and improving, you know, live shows and all this other stuff, but we can't fix the basics, which is the search. The search needs to be fixed. It needs to be functioning. Because I've been doing a ton of comp searching now on eBay, when I search for a specific brand, style, color, and size, I get exactly what I'm looking for on eBay. I will search eBay so many more times. Like, I'm doing majority of my comp searching over on eBay now, just because it works so well. Where on Posh, it's so hit and miss. Like, you search for something, you get everything and anything, including people's dirty socks. Like, literally people's dirty socks showing up when I'm searching for a pair of jeans. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I think that if the search could get fixed, that would have a very, very huge impact on people shopping on the app. But I don't work for Posh. I don't know. I hope they're listening. Work on the search. Like, that would be my biggest wish for this year, is that the search works properly. And I think in order for it to work properly, they have to kind of tighten down on people that are, you know, attaching non-relevant words to their listings. Like on eBay, if you do that, you're going to get a strike. And if you continue to do it, you're just going to get kicked off the app. And Posh needs to stand their ground and fix some of that stuff. So whatever, it is what it is. We can't, I don't know, I feel like I can rant about it, but I think that has an impact on sales as well. Just gets me going. Another thing that I've kind of been hinting at that I was just talking about too was that A/B testing. So I have seen some data reports, and I can't quite share everything right now, but I will be sharing soon. And there's some weird patterns happening again. And to me, it's kind of reminding me of that A/B testing, which would make sense because there's a lot of little changes that they're making here and there and trying different things. What was one of the things? Oh, the starting bid and setting the timer. So I just did a silent show, oh my gosh, last night. Yeah, I did one on Saturday, and I couldn't put starting bids and timer into the items. And I even went in to check to see if my app needed to be updated, and it didn't. It was all good. It went straight to open. So they gave us access to that and then pulled it back. I don't know if anyone else had access to it, but I was really irked yesterday because I was depending on having that ability to pre-enter my starting bids, which I think was a game changer on Poshmark. I mean, other platforms are already doing it, but hey, why can't we have it? Nope, taken away. And I think that's the same as that bid button, the slide getting taken away. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. The slide button makes sense. Get rid of the stupid timer. Keep the slide button. Same with that starting bid and setting the timer for your runtime. Why take it away? What was the problem with it? It was an amazing feature that helped sellers out. It helped me out personally. But yeah, so I do have reason to believe that they're back to doing some A/B testing. And what I want to know is, what did we get out of it last year? Besides like wonky sales and a dumpster burn fireside chat, what did we actually get out of A/B testing? Like, what was the outcome? Because I didn't see anything crazy happening. They didn't make any crazy changes. They brought in live selling, which had nothing to do with A/B testing. So I just want to know, like, what is going on in the app, and why is it so hard to create something that just functions, that just works, that you can like search, that you can buy, that's simple. Like, I don't get why it's always so difficult. And when I first started selling on Posh, it wasn't hard like this. Like, it wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't hard. Like, I don't mean like making sales, but I mean just the user experience on the app. I mean, maybe the search always sucked. I guess I didn't really notice it maybe when I first started, but it just seems like there's so many little changes all the time now, and it's just really frustrating. I'm sure you guys can relate to this rant. Like, I'm sure so many people can relate to this rant, but yeah, just feeling defeated the last week. Not gonna quit, definitely won't quit. I know everything has a season and everything passes, but like, oh, how long is this gonna go on for, right? I don't know. And like, I can look at previous years' data. This is my slowest April. Like, I'm usually pretty good. Like, usually my summer slowdown is like June, July, kind of slower. I also probably don't like list as consistently, but April last year was a pretty good month for me. So I don't think this is just a seasonal thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to anything you guys have to say. Okay, so please know that. Drop it down below. I am open to your thoughts and how things are going for you. And yeah. Just, I don't know. I wish I had better things to say right now. Just feeling annoyed. And it's so weird because eBay is doing really well for me compared to like how many items I have listed there, how many items I'm listing new every week over there. It's doing really well. I do think I have to cater the items onto eBay a little bit more, where I've been selling a lot of Free People in Aritzia on Poshmark, and I feel like those two brands just don't do that great on eBay. But there is literally like thousands of other brands that do really good on eBay. So I'm having fun with that because I think it's going to start pushing me out of my sourcing comfort zone. The downfall for me is that it's been so easy to source the brands that I source that I have no reason to try and source other things, because I can source them so easily. They typically sell really quick. They typically hold a good value. I don't have to push myself. And that's like a downfall sometimes, right? Because sometimes I feel like I haven't grown as a reseller into other brands, but this is where I am now. I am trying. I am picking up different brands. My thrift haul for next week is going to be fun because I'm starting to grab some new stuff. And I think it's going to get even more interesting as we discover new brands that hold good value besides the typical brands that I normally sell. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I guess that was more of a rant than anything, so I'm sorry, but some things just have to be said. Okay, I don't really have much. Posh, there's no new news. There's no new features coming out. Nothing that really jumped out to me from other platforms. I did do a quick search to see if there was anything in the news. I tried to find a new fashion lawsuit. Nothing really that got excited about or felt like sharing. It's really been an uneventful week. I wonder if it has to do with Easter last weekend. I don't know. There wasn't much news. So let's just end this on a positive note. I feel like this was a really depressing episode, a really ranty, depressing episode. So let's end this on a positive note. And I thought it'd be fun if we could shout out our favorite sourced item this week. One item. If you have more, drop them down. Doesn't matter. Say as many as you want. But it can be for any reason. Doesn't have to be high dollar. It could just be your favorite unique piece. It doesn't matter. And I'd love to hear. Bring some positivity to this. And if you have any news stuff or anything you've heard about, please drop in the comments so I can cover it for next week, because I have not been finding very much. My favorite piece, I had to bring it in the room to show you guys, is this really, I gotta back up here, this really cool vintage, oh my gosh, Maui crew neck sweater, and it was even, I think it's vintage, it was even made in Hawaii. But anyways, here is the tag, and I'm giving it to Emeka, and here's the back. Definitely has, and that's what I said, I think it's vintage, but more just on the tag. You don't see too many tags these days with just that type of a tag. And then also the quality of the sweatshirt material is really good quality. But yeah, I got this one for Emeka, and here's the back, and it's just really cute, navy blue, thick. She absolutely loves it, so I'm just gonna have to give it a wash, and then it's going in her closet. So nothing crazy, but just a really cool sweatshirt that I thought was special for us. And we've never been to Maui, but we've been to Oahu twice, and Hawaii is like my kids' favorite place to go. It's so funny. You can buy your kids, you know, the newest phone and the fanciest shoes, and I don't know, like you can buy your kids things, but the things that my kids talk about the most are holidays. And it doesn't have to be a Hawaii holiday, but sometimes it's just a camping trip that we went on, or a hike, or like a bike ride that we went on one day, and the funniest things happen. Like our kids, when we look back and we laugh and talk about things, it's always about memories, not about things that we bought them. So yeah. Okay, well, I am going to let you guys go. I don't know if I brought value to your reselling business, but I did have a good rant and let off some steam today with you guys, which sometimes I think just feels really good. It just feels good to just let it out. So if you need to let it out, drop down below, let it out, rant. I'm here to listen because I'm feeling the same way. What you could do though is maybe give this video a like. Give it a like because we ranted together. And then make sure you tap subscribe on the way out. All right, guys, I'm wishing you guys all many sales. Send them to me. I need some, you need some. We're sending them both ways. The juju is flowing. And let's just hope that we start making some more money soon. All right, I am out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope we all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.